Now I'm going to ride a 6-year-old horse. This horse is called Cooley Dream Extreme. I've had him since a 4-year-old, and we're going to go through some exercises and the routines for the show jumping phase, the warm-up before you go into the ring at competition. I think the same thing applies with the show jumping as it does with the dressage, of having a plan and being as simple as you possibly can with just knowing where you've got to go. But get to the show jumping in enough time and be able to watch a few, walk the course if you can do, but really have it set in your mind where you've got to go. And I think this can also help a lot with people that do suffer from nerves. For some reason it seems to be the phase that most eventers get the most nervous about, and I don't really know why, because what's the worst that can happen? You can knock a pole off, really, is as bad as it gets. So try to think that you're going to go and enjoy it. You've jumped plenty of fences at home, you've been to lots of competitions, you can do it. Don't let the atmosphere of the competition get to you too much. My warm-up would start, whatever horse I'm on, at whatever level. You've done your dressage test, so then you go into your collecting ring, but it's a different field, it's a new area. And an important bit that I think you should do before you go into the ring is make sure that your horse is really rideable again. So you can pick up a canter and just quickly for 2 minutes before you start jumping, make sure he's got some gears, he's got some aids, and you know he knows what you're asking of him. So get your canter and move him up and get him back a bit, just so that you start to just get his attention a bit, get him warmed up and get a little bit more energy into him than you do for the dressage. Get your legs to him, get yourself in the right frame of mind, think jumping canter, and off we go. Good boy. The most important rule, I think, with show jump riding is get a nice canter and then keep a rhythm. Get yourself balanced, keep it really simple. Know where you're going, make good turns, keep straight, keep a canter rhythm. Let a jump come to you. Good boy. Another important, really important factor, I think, of working in is make sure you're with someone that knows you, knows your horses, or you know them, and you're settled with them, to try and prevent situations where you're not getting the fences you want to, or everything's just getting a bit flustered. To just have a plan before you go there, so that you can look across the collecting ring and just do a little nod to say up to, all those little things can be you could totally take for granted, but if you're getting stressy with the person trying to help you with the jump, that again can just get you in a slightly awkward frame of mind, and your pony will be able to feel that as well. Whatever size the fence is, I would try to keep exactly the same system going on. I make sure it's clear to go to the fence. I've got my nice canter before I get there. Make a nice turn, keep a nice rhythm, balanced. Good boy. I try to make sure I've jumped the warm-up fence on both legs, which sometimes can be quite difficult when the collecting ring fence is situated up against a wall. Good boy. Keep making sure on your landing you don't just jump a fence and then drop the reins and think your work's done. Finish your fence off. Make sure you've jumped a straight line, either pull him up in a straight line on landing or work him into a circle when you've done it. Now I've squared up the front rail, which if he's awake, he'll realise that and make a good jump of it. If he's not awake, he'll probably give it a rub with the front end, which will hopefully wake him up if he wasn't awake before, for when he goes in the ring. I'll ride him exactly the same. I don't ride him like I want him to have it down. This is just a little exercise to test him to see whether he's awake. I think one thing that you'd notice too is how I keep it the same every time. The same to the approach, the same to the landing. That can help for when you go into the ring, that they work with you the whole time. Don't suddenly get in there and get uptight, get stress themselves, because they understand what you're asking for. It's very clear, and I'm working them in the collecting ring. Like I say, I'm not just trying to jump 5 fences quickly just to feel like I've jumped a fence before I go in. Have your plan, keep it simple, but keep working them over your collecting ring fences. Keep looking at the arena to make sure you know which way you're going. Give yourself something to think about rather than letting yourself go to jelly and getting too stressed about it.